Hello NinBuzz, how are you guys doing today? My name is Shadow of Resho Gaming, and today we are taking on another episode of the new Community Choice. Last week we asked you guys what your favorite Amiibo was, and let's go ahead and jump right into the results. Most of the Amiibos got around the same number of votes, so it was a really close race, so the percentages are a little bit smaller than they usually are, but that's not too big of a deal. Alright, going into number 5, we have the main character of Earthbound. We have Ness at 10% of the votes. The Ness Amiibo looks really cool. The only bad thing about it is that it's probably going to be pretty impossible to find because 1, it's a GameStop exclusive, and 2, they all kind of sold out and GameStop had some issues when their site went down, and now no one knows if we're ever going to get any, so it's kind of a mystery about Ness. I'd say Ness is probably on par with Yoshi or DDD on kind of the amount of detail they put into them. All the characters that have a lot of different colors usually seem to have a lot more detail, like DDD and Meta Knight. They looked a lot more polished than the rest of them, but maybe that's just my personal opinion. You'll never know. Alright, moving on to number 4. I actually misspelled this in my notes. But anyway, it is Bowser with 11% of the votes, coming in right before Ness, with only like a 2-vote difference. Bowser is my personal favorite Amiibo. I mean, 1, it's Bowser, so you can't not like Bowser. And 2, he's huge. He's like a lot bigger than the rest of the Amiibos. Him and DDD are probably the biggest Amiibos so far. So they're really cool, they're really kind of hefty to hold, so it's more fun to hold them when they actually have some weight to them. And what's great about Bowser is he's really easy to find. Literally, you can go to any store and pick up Bowser. I wish that every other Amiibo was like that, but they're not, so that kind of sucks. Next on the list, coming in at number 3 with 13% of the votes, we have the main character from Xenoblade Chronicles, Shulk. Shulk, of course, is the main character from Xenoblade, which if you have not played yet, I would definitely recommend it. I'm in the middle of it right now, and my god, it's pretty awesome. But back to his Amiibo, though. I personally really like Shulk's Amiibo just because, like, his shirt and, like, some of his, like, things on his shoes, I don't know what these little particle things are, so that's really neat that they actually put that into detail and they made like different layers into his sculpt. The Monado looks really cool on Shulk just because of all like little blue line details they have going on with it. It would have been really cool though if they put like a little glass thing with like the Monado symbol. That would have been pretty cool. But moving on, kind of like the bad things about the Shulk Amiibo. Of course, he's another GameStop exclusive, so he was kind of hard to get at launch. But he's coming back for a second wave, so hopefully you'll be able to get another chance at the Shulk Amiibo. He also has like the little white stand going on, so it's not too bad. It would have been cool if they figured out a way to not have the stand. But it's better than Link's. I mean, his little P yellow block thing, it just does not work for me. Alright, moving on to the number 2 spot, we have Mega Man at 15% of the votes. Once again, just barely beating Shulk out by about 5 or 6 votes. Mega Man's the only third-party Amiibo that made it to the top 5, so that's really awesome. Mega Man's sculpt is really good looking. He doesn't have a stand, so it's a lot nicer looking than some of them. Now, to avoid a lot of hate, I'm not going to say he's not too detailed, because he only has a few colors and they're not like too different. It's not too crazy, but it still works for what it is. Mega Man is another Amiibo that's actually really easy to get. He's on the terms of like Sonic and probably Pac-Man, where he's not extremely common, but if you look around like 2 or 3 stores, you'll probably find 1 or 2. Alright, I'm moving on to the number 1 spot. This Amiibo it just blew everything out of the water for good reasons. So without further ado, coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the Yarn Yoshis at 25% of the votes. I just clumped all of the Yarn Yoshis together because it was gonna probably fill up 3 spots if I didn't, and I figured no one wants to see 3 Yarn Yoshi Amiibos just in different colors in the top 5. So you're welcome. Now the Yarn Yoshis, of course, are not out yet. They're coming out probably sometime later this year. And oh my gosh, they are freaking adorable. Like, it's no wonder they won. Do you not see how adorable they are? Look at them. Do you not see how adorable that is? And they're made out of yarn. They're made out of yarn. Do I really need to say anything else? I mean, look at them. It's just it's just the cute. Is it not the cutest thing? Is it not? Now, I don't know if they're gonna have like a stand or whatnot, because I've never really seen like the bottom of them, but I'm not sure exactly if they're like plushes or if they're going to have a stand they sit on. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. I haven't actually seen one personally, but I can't, my mind cannot contain how freaking adorable they are. So, and apparently a lot of people can't either, because they got a butt ton of votes. Alright, well that completes the Amiibo episode. Sorry if your Amiibo didn't get to the top 5. Like I said, they're all really close, just between like a few votes. So let's just leave that in the past and move on to next week's question. This is actually the question that I sent in when I applied for Community Choice, so I thought it'd be pretty fun to bring it back and just to see the actual votes behind it. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is your favorite chapter in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door? This is personally one of my favorite GameCube games of all time, and I know it's a lot of people's. It's an amazing RPG game, and there's about 8 chapters worth of content, and each chapter is really awesome. It's set in a different location each time, and it usually contains different characters and a whole different storyline between each chapter. So go ahead and leave in the comments below what your favorite chapter in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is, and we will cover it next time on Community Choice. But before you click away from this video, make sure to subscribe to NinBuzz so you don't miss this beautiful voice again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Also, make sure to follow them on Twitter because they do post from time to time, I think. Sam, do you do post from time to time? He probably does. He's not going to say anything. He's dead. And if you like my comedic genius, make sure you subscribe to my personal channel at Shadow Resho Gaming. It kind of goes with the name, you know, yeah. And then you can follow me on the Twit, where I make stupid posts about Amiibo pretty much all the time, because I'm pretty angry about the Ness Amiibo situation and how I can't get my dirty hands on one. But I will save that for a different date. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe, share this with your friends, and I will see you guys next week on the new Community Choice.